Hello, everybody. It is Friday, the 12th of July. I want to talk again about what is happening at the moment, what those old teachings are teaching us, especially the Bible. And I want to show you in the end there's something that in everything, all the discussions that are going on at the moment about the meaning of those things, there's one thing that it seems to me nobody is prepared for. An outcome that absolutely nobody seems to seriously consider or be prepared for. I want to show you this in the end. Now, first of all, what people are doing at the moment is they're mixing up the Bible, the Judeo-Christian tradition, that teaching, with the Eastern traditions. Yeah, they're mixing. Not saying Jesus did not have knowledge of that. I'm quite sure he did. Yeah. Again, there's knowledge, and then that is what you do with it. Yeah. How do you use the knowledge? What is the intended outcome that the knowledge should serve? Now, in the Eastern tradition, I have not looked into it in a big way because of this idea of we're getting out of Maya. That is one of the main things in the Eastern traditions. We are getting out of Maya. That is one of the reasons why I have not followed those traditions in a big way, because I have no intention of getting out of Maya, and neither did Jesus. In fact, neither does the Judeo-Christian tradition. See, that is not how they use the knowledge. That is not their intended outcome. It never was. In the Judeo-Christian, Maya being inside of the creative power of God, inside of something that is created. We need to get out of that. We need to get into pure light, whatever it is. I don't know what they think they're doing, to be quite honest. Yeah? Existing in nothing. Hello? Anyway, okay, up to them. Let them get out of Maya. Fine. Doesn't make sense to me. The Judeo-Christian tradition is very much in creation, and it lists the idea of ye are gods. You are the creative part. Yeah? You are that which receives of the creator of the all of the field. And you create. That is, always was, how the knowledge should be used in the Judeo-Christian tradition. And every offshoot that comes from there, later on the Freemasons, the alchemists, very much so. It is the knowledge of changing reality, being a god. That's what it's all about. Now, again, Paul says, and I only heard that recently, I haven't actually looked up where in the Bible that is, but he describes the Creator as that in which we all have our being, which is, I think, a brilliant way of putting it. But then again, to many people, they are concentrating on this. We have our being here. Yeah? Humanity, the being of humanity. But when Paul says, we all have our being in that, in the Creator, then most don't consider that there may be others that also have their being, that are not us. Again, they knew that. They knew that. Especially in the Old Testament, there was interaction with others that have their being in the Creator. And those that are in the top of the pyramid, the enlightened knowledge, yeah, the real knowledge of what is actually out there, they are in service to those others that have their being in the Creator. And that is, folks, that is what Jesus did. He was not in service to humanity. He clearly have ears to hear what he said. Yeah? I do nothing for myself. I do not think for myself. I do not speak for myself. I'm being told. I'm channeling something. Yeah, and I speak what I'm told to say. The Father tells me. Again, others saying, oh, he was in contact with his own higher self. No, he was not. That was not him. You do not have to deny yourself in order to know yourself. I mean, that's nuts. If you deny yourself, you don't know yourself. Do away with self and then you know yourself? No. That makes no sense. Even if you just speak it, it makes no sense. He denied himself his own knowing to be filled with the knowing of another being. Another being. And that's what they're doing. I mean, even people now say they are in contact with something that is not of this world. They're still in the same tradition. They're still in the same knowledge of others. Then if and again, in order to know, you have to be on their wavelength. Again, this is what David Icke says, you're tuning the radio from your own wavelength into another wavelength. Your wavelength is created by thoughts and emotions, this experience here. So in order to know something else, you have to change yourself first. You have to become something different. You have to deny your humanity in order to know something else. Again, that's what they did. That's what Jesus did. So, and then if you see the outcome in the book of the Revelation, John, again, they saw in the Spirit. In the Spirit, that's intuitive knowing, first of all. That is something you feel more than you think. You feel it. But then your rational mind gives it a form. Yeah? I mean, I've done it and you've probably done it. You had a feeling that something was coming, and quite often, yeah, you thought you had created a vision, a form of what would happen, and what happened in the end wasn't quite what you thought it was. Yeah? You had given it the wrong picture. So when John felt more than anything else what it was to come. Yeah? Now he saw, again, that is the picture he created, the heavens opening and an army coming down. Yeah? So again, the picture was in his head 2,000 years ago. Yeah? If an army comes from the heavens, from the skies, yeah? According to what he knew, the heavens would open and an army comes on horseback. Which if we had this vision now with our knowledge, we would not give it that picture. We would not think there were people coming on horseback through the clouds. We would probably imagine something else coming through the clouds. More like spaceships or something like that. That's what we would think of these days. Based on a feeling that something will come from the heavens. And it will conquer the earth. That's what it says in the book of Revelation. They will come and they will conquer the earth. So, back to what Jesus did, what he taught. Even in the healings and stuff, and that is actually what we should concentrate on. That it is a use of the same knowledge. Yeah? Jesus described as know that you have received it and it will be yours. And in the the use of the knowledge in the what the disciples did in this world was, yes, it was for healing, it was for feeding, it was for all of those things. But I said the same knowledge can be used for other things. To make contact with something that is not in this reality, and to bring it into this reality. Now, in the healings, if you see what was in the spirit, which was a desire, the desire to heal, created a new material reality. People were healed. And that is actually a little bit far out, especially if you have the healings of a man that has not walked for 38 years. When you think about that, he would have had no muscles or functioning muscles in his legs. That was the reality. But if he got up and walked, yeah, there must have been muscle tissue functioning legs all of a sudden. So there must have been a material reality for him to walk. There was a new material reality created. And you see, that is the one thing that nobody seems to be prepared for. Nobody. That we are talking about the creation of a new world here. That we are talking about the creation of a new material reality. Yeah? We are not talking about up in heaven. We are not, well, most definitely not talking about getting out of Maya altogether. Absolutely not. But we are talking about a new earth and a new heaven, the creation of a new earth and a new heaven, done through spiritual knowledge. And as I said, the one thing that nobody seems to be prepared for is that will create a material reality. That is what this is about, creating a new material reality. That's what they're doing. Yeah, and it's fine. I mean, people say, oh, well, we're all going, we're floating up in the air and then we're going to heaven, which is detached from the knowledge of what we know, which is knowledge of material existence. And then people say, well, it's all going to be good. I mean, they can't even imagine what it's like anyway. Most of us didn't have a out-of-body experience or anything like that, or any death experience. So, their imagination is actually going somewhere, going to something that they cannot base on living or experience. Yeah, and then they can think, that's going to be all fine. We're all going to be floating in the air up with Jesus, fine. But what they do not consider is that this is going to be a material reality. And that is what all the knowledge in the Bible, that is what it is about. Do not mix it up with near-death experiences. Do not mix it up with the Eastern traditions. Based on partly, I would say, the same knowledge, but a completely different use of that knowledge. A different intention, a different intended outcome. Yeah? And no, the outcome is not that we're all floating off and outside of the body and we are leaving Maya. That is not the intention. It is the intention to create a new world, a new reality, solid reality. They are in contact with something, they have been throughout that entire book. Something that wants to come here to rule over, to be the rulers of this world. And they are working hard to make that a material reality. And that is, being creators, being gods. Creating material realities. So, who's prepared for that? Yeah, getting out of the fuzzy clouds of, I don't know, light beings and beautiful guides. And I mean, they might exist in the heavens. I keep hearing the heavens are not all bad, fine. But that is not what they're bringing to earth. It's not what it says in the book of the Revelation. It's full on slaughter and it's conquest. Anyway, here folks, I leave it at that for today. And I talk to you again soon. Bye.